Hello everyone, and welcome to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. My name is ATR, and today we're gonna have ourselves a 1v1 on Minsk Pocket. Our heroes today are going to be Mr. Captain Sprice, or S-Price, playing as the US forces in the blue. His opponent is going to be PanzerGrenadier1945, playing as the OKW forces in the pink or purple trunks, depending your preference. Now, while the game gets underway, I do have to apologize. There's currently a party with a live band going on in the park outside my house, and while it isn't exactly loud inside this room, I still think there's going to be some noise coming through, so you may hear some music, which hopefully won't actually cause any issues for me as far as flagging goes. But yeah, if you hear some strange sounds and music and such coming through the mic, which you wouldn't normally hear on the battlefields of Company Heroes 2, that's why. People are actually having fun outside my house. So anyways, we see Mr. PanzerGrenadier laying down some sandbags in the light cover across his points as he just captures the points. You know, pretty standard, pretty good habits to form, and should also get you some games won in some certain circumstances, I suppose. But for him, we see, of course, no tech, since he is an OKW player. It's just getting Volks, and more Volks. Not going to be getting any Kubelwagen or more Storm Pioneers in this effect, but, I mean, really not big of an issue or anything. We do see some, ooh, interesting, some tank traps. Wait, is that tank trap normally there? Damn it. Now I feel like an idiot. Oh well, regardless, we see some wire getting down for Mr. CaptainSPrice as well, as he tries to capture the point on the right-hand side. The munitions manages to cap the point, but we see a Volks Grenadier squad and a Storm Pioneer squad quickly getting on top of them, pushing them away. They will instantly retreat, not wanting to lose any unnecessary men, because they wouldn't have been able to do anything in the engagement. But CaptainSPrice went for a 2 rifle and 2 rear echelon squad opening, which is, of course, interesting. And aha! I knew that tank trap was not there, so Mr. Sprice laying down tank traps, basically as heavy cover. I mean, obviously they're intended to, you know, block the path of vehicles, but they of course have the option, you know, they're made out of metal, you can hide behind them, so, you know, that's kind of heavy cover. And then lays down some wire on the other side to make sure that his enemy cannot use them against him. So engagement in the center, we see rifles capturing the victory point as the second rifle squad goes for the fuel. Double bulk strength and the Storm Pios engaging, getting a lot of damage there on that rifle squad. Forced to retreat down to 3 men. We'll make it out of there just fine. We do have an ambulance now on the field for Sprice. We'll be getting those troops fully healed up. Huh, I hadn't noticed that the US base placed itself all the way up here in the corner. I mean, usually you see it more centered around here. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's kind of interesting that it's up here now. I don't know when that changed. Classical, actually, no. Huh, cool. So yeah, Sprice pulling out his medics to make sure that he heals up. I do have to also make another disclaimer. I may miss a lot of things here in this game, which I'll hopefully try and catch with the picture-in-picture feature. Because for some reason the game volume is really low for me right now. I was messing with my headphones, and I don't know if the headphones themselves are getting messed up, but yeah, on the speakers it sounds fine, but when I use the headphones it just sounds very, very low, so I may have to get another pair and replace these. But yeah, because the sound is really, really low for me, I may actually miss things that are going on, so I apologize for that. Volks Grenadier squad catching the rear echelon on the far left-hand side, doing the same method or same thing here that we saw from Sprice a little bit before. Ooh, oh, it goes down in retreat. That's a lot of rifles in this direction. It's 4 Volks Grenadier squads in the center. Was going to be very difficult for it to make it out of there alive. Another rifle squad coming up to engage. Going to be getting super killed here as we have What is that? 28 rifles shooting at 3 men. That's not going to be working out for the 3 men. We have Pathfinders on the field for Sprice as he goes for his own Doctrine, and that is the Airborne Company. PanzerGrenadier1945 went for his own Doctrine as well, and that is the Scavenge Doctrine. And we see a Storm Pile Squad laying down some shoe mines down in the southern point as it caps. Volksgrenadiers going to be able to put up quite a fight here against all these rifles. There's a lot of Volksgrenadier squads. A grenade would be grandiose here for Mr. Sprice, but I don't think he's going to be going for that. Do we see any? No, we don't see any research back at base. Volksgrenadier Squad 1 is forced to retreat. The other ones are backpedaling and getting themselves in a better spot. The Pathfinders do provide a lot of firepower, a lot of deeps from range. So as long as that rifle squad is in front of them, they can put the hurt on the Volks. And yeah, looks like that's what happens. And there you go. Mechanized Regiment Headquarters down for Grants. Wow, why am I all over the place? I'm sorry. PanzerGrenadier1945. And he goes for a Puma. It's an interesting choice. I will rag on the Puma that it's not that great against infantry. It's it's okay. That is not designed against infantry is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know why he would go for that one first. I mean, obviously you'd have the access to the Flak Half-Track. Flak Half-Track is magnificent against infantry. And this, of course, is a great option once a vehicle comes into play. I guess he's anticipating some type of vehicle play in the form of maybe a fast utility car, but we see from our point of view, of course, that no utility car is coming. We do see the captain coming out into place, so we may actually see the steward be tossed in there, but that's not really a guarantee there. Oh, nasty shot goes off, destroys the main gun on the ambulance. How are they gonna shoot? Oh, the ambulance actually gets abandoned there as the medics pop out. That actually makes it so that the Puma has to take some additional shots. The ambulance does end up going down, but the medics are still alive. That's another body on the field. Medics can, of course, shoot and get some kills if they wanted to, though they do not have access to veterancy bonuses, which is kind of sad, actually. But at the very least, you know, small mercies, I suppose. Sprice will be able to continue healing. It's actually a little bit better in a sense because it is automated. As long as the medics are back at base, they will be able to heal up, but of course it loses the AoE effect. They have to go individually to each other person, not like normal medics, right? The medics you get. So anyways, Puma took quite a beating there to the rifles, but not too much. I mean, not really any big threat there. The rifles did end up retreating, 2 men down. I mean, down to 2 men. Pathfinders as well retreating from the center. As everything moves back, we do have the medics currently running back to base. So yeah, like I said, the medics will be able to heal up the troops back at base, you know, pretty easily. So, you know, it is kind of sad that Sprice lost that because it, you know, it died in the center of the map. He was being a little bit aggressive with it and, you know, utilizing it more actively, which is something that it is nice to see. I kind of don't like that a lot of players just leave it back at base and you have that potential of reinforcement on the field. But, you know, he still has that, so it's fine. It's fine. It's like he doesn't exactly need it anymore because, you know, it's the same basically as if the ambulance was back at base because you're just gonna get the heals. It's gonna be slow because, like I said, it's not an AoE. They have to go individually to each other guys. But yeah. Like you have to tell them to heal, so it makes it slower, but at least you have the capabilities, right? And if in a crunch, you can actually use them to cap. So, anyways, PanzerGrenadier1945 utilizing this opportunity to recapture the map as much as he can. He's got troops on the far right-hand side, troops on the far left-hand side, capturing some territory. And we see that the battle group headquarters has gone down, and he's also getting himself an infantry support gun and the Raketenwerfer. The Raketenwerfer. Again, anticipating some type of vehicle play, which, yet again, we see that nothing is actually coming out for Sprice, so he's focusing currently on infantry. Does have that captain on the field, which can help him out against that Puma, get some shots off on it, but for now, it's just simply holding off. Rifles on the far right-hand side with Pathfinders nearby. We do have 3 Pathfinders on the field. It's very interesting here for Sprice to kind of be relying on them as their mainline infantry. They're not very good as a mainline infantry because they're very fragile infantry troop. They can't take that much punishment, but they can dish out a lot of punishment. And we actually see them getting upgraded with bazooka, sorry, with bars, of all things. Can they only get 1 bar because of their special weapons, or can they get more? Well, it doesn't look like he has the munitions for it, but... Ooh, can these guys actually get it? Ah, no. Combat medics, that'd be awesome. There we go. He needs 60. Which one has 1? That one has 1. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. Huh, well, according to this, it looks like they can. So it looks like it could actually get 2 bars if they wanted. So far, though, Sprice is only fielding 1 on each of them. And that's about it. Far right-hand side, rear echelon squad getting harassed here by the Puma. We see some Volks dead over here on the right-hand side. Wire does get destroyed there by the Puma. Rear echelon squad forced to retreat, but we do see the captain running in this direction. There is a shoe mine in the way. Could potentially hit that. Nope, does not hit that. Manages to dodge it, and the bazooka's unable to get a real shot there on the Puma. Do a little bit of damage, but not too much. And away it goes. Placket War for retreating, as I noticed as well. There's no vehicle here, so I'm of no use. And the infantry support gun trying to get some shots off on the infantry of Sprice as it pushes forward. Jaeger light infantry coming onto the field for Mr. PanzerGrenadier1945. He pushes it all the way to the far left-hand side of the map. Going to be recapping that victory point. A magnificent ability of popping those troops inside those houses because they were hidden there all along. You just didn't see them. And back at base, these guys could use some TLC.
Listen up, men.
AT gun also now on the field for Captain Sprice. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like he's relying on anything. Ah, there we go. Major going to be coming out. Sure do wish it would come out over here, but whatever. Yeah, it's really, really hard to hear. I can't actually... I can barely hear anything. Pathfinders engaging against Volksgrens. That bar helping out a little bit, but not too much. They're going to get themselves killed. They do close the distance to be able to open up with the bar at close range, but again, they're pretty fragile for infantry troops, and they get themselves spanked by the Volksgrens. Puma moves up to try to finish him off and get some additional damage, but again, it's a Puma. Its main gun sucks against infantry, and even though it can get some kills every once in a while, it sucks. It sucks. Anyways, so the Puma... Now we're going to be moving up to the north. It's actually going to go against the captain. Not the best of ideas for the Puma. And it actually realizes that it's that and turns itself around on a dime and heads the other way. More Jaeger light infantry getting popped onto the field. Where did they appear this time? Well, let's take a look. We got these ones over on the far right-hand side. They're harassing the captain. The captain forced to retreat since it isn't that great against infantry. It's actually decent. It's not that bad, but it is very... I don't want to say the word. Oh! That's a sneak tactic there by Mr. PanzerGrenadier. Throwing the infiltration grenades as he tries to catch the squad on the retreat. Does a lot of damage. Down to 2 men. Almost actually finishes it off. Pretty good. Didn't work out, but pretty good. But yeah, I'm saying that the captain is fragile, even though, yeah, I guess the captain himself kind of dies a lot. But because the squad has bazookas, and the bazooka is the, I guess, the main gun, it is very easy for the squad to lose its anti-infantry capabilities because it does come equipped with a Thompson and a bar. So I mean, full strength is actually, you know, it's actually quite decent. But yeah, like as it loses members, obviously the captain is pretty much always the first to die, so it loses the Thompson, and then once you lose 2 more additional guys, the bar is gone because the bazookas are always going to be the ones remaining. The engagement over here on the far left-hand side. Volksgrenadier squad engaging against Pathfinders and rifles. A lot of damage going down on that Pathfinder squad, that Volksgrenadier squad, but doesn't actually manage to get many kills here. Puma moving up, trying to engage. We do see a rear echelon squad equipped with a bazooka or more bazookas. How many bazookas? It looks like 2 bazookas on that rear echelon squad. Pretty good. I do remember that volley used to work really well with bazookas. Well, I don't know why I said it in that tone, bazookas, but it got toned down if I'm not mistaken, so I'm not sure if volley has really any effect on the bazookas anymore. And I'm always apparently gonna say bazookas. Center map, Volksgrenadier squad retreating, full strength, not sure why, but wanted to retreat. I mean, we do have a lot of Pathfinders moving up, so this can potentially take him out pretty quickly. Bars opening up as much as they can on those Jaeger light infantry, but they make it out of there just fine. And everything backs up a little bit as the Raketenwerfer and the... Wow, sorry, and the infantry support gun back up a little bit. Infantry support gun does set up to take some shots, takes a shot and then moves. Volksgrenadiers and rear and Jaeger light infantry engaging the rear echelon squad over here on the left-hand side. So they continue to fly. Not that great against infantry. Now pretty much horrible. And they have to get out of there or they're gonna die. Puma even is getting some additional shots off in there, but main gun sucks and it doesn't hit the infantry because it sucks. So CaptainSPrice pretty much set up right on the front of the base. Major now out on the field. Infantry support gun getting some suppression going on those Pathfinders as it forces one of the squads to retreat down to one man. And we do see a Sherman now on the field for Mr. Sprice as his major is now out and about. Far right hand side we do have a Stormpile squad trying to hold that position as the captain moves back out once they got healed up. Back at base we do still have that medic squad, so you know, heal up whatever it can. And the Sherman now on the field should be okay. Does have an AT gun for support. And well, I mean, PanzerGrenadier1945 does have 3 Shreks on the field, so that's actually potentially... Oh, now he's building a Jagdpanzer. That is pretty bad for the Sherman. Sherman can win against Jagdpanzer, of course, if it catches it by itself and, you know, circle strafes it. But, again, with 3 Shreked Volksgrenadiers and a Raketenwerfer on the field, that seems highly unlikely. So unless PanzerGrenadier makes a horrible mistake, yeah, that Jagdpanzer is gonna have a relatively easy time against that Sherman. Sherman on the far left-hand side, getting its turret messed up. Oh, main gun goes down. Shrek's gonna be finishing it off. A very bad engagement over here for CaptainSPrice, and down goes his Sherman. That
We just lost a medium tank.
I don't know what he was thinking. And again, one of my gripes I have with the Puma, that it's an armored car and it's able to take a lot of shots from tanks, Sherman and such, and, you know, not even take that much damage. Bar does get dropped on the field. Jaeger light infantry happily picks that up, giving them even much more firepower now. And CaptainSPrice may have started the beginning of the end. I don't know, but I mean, losing that Sherman very quickly early on could potentially spell doom for him. I mean, we'd have the Jagdpanzer on the field. That wasn't even a factor in that engagement last time, so it's going to be much more difficult for the next vehicle to come out and do much. And of course, U.S. forces do not have access to heavier tanks. So, yeah, I mean, good luck, I guess. Medics moving around, healing as much as they can. Doing a pretty good job. I mean, not that bad. Far right-hand side, Captain still on the field, still moving around. Hasn't gotten a lot of veterancy. Remember, Veterancy 3 gives him that ability to run really fast around the map, making it an excellent capping unit for when you're just trying to recover some territory on the sides. In center map, we see a big push here from CaptainSPrice. Everything going forward. We have double Pathfinders, double rifles. Rifles are now equipped with bazookas, including the rear echelon squad. So it looks like they're trying to get some kills on the vehicles, probably potentially the Puma. The Jagdpanzer has made itself known, a little bit unnecessarily. The Jagdpanzer, again, is an anti-tank vehicle, kind of very rarely hit infantry, so you're almost better off just keeping it, focusing on vehicles. But it can get some shots off and hit every once in a while, so at the same time, it's not a bad idea if, you know, there's no vehicles to contend with. Puma finally managing to get a kill on something as it hits a rear echelon squad down to one man, forces the retreat. Bazooka's trying to push forward as heavily as they can. They're going to get themselves in range of that flak gun if they continue any further. And they don't. They stop and they're going to back off. They did manage to push PanzerGrenadier off of the fuel, so they're going to recap it. Flanking infantry coming in for PanzerGrenadier. We got double bolts and the Jaeger light infantry taking a lot of damage here to the rifles and the Pathfinders, forcing the retreat of the Jaeger light infantry. We see the infantry support gun taking some shots as well as the infantry just hits the ground. Gets suppressed, down to 2 men. Pathfinder squad forced to retreat as the rifles trying their best to fight, but they do have bazookas, and with the bazookas they are, you know, less effective against infantry, so they are all forced to retreat, and PanzerGrenadier manages to push back, as of course we had a big squad of infantry moving forward. So both players do have a lot of infantry in the field, so it's very easily to overwhelm each other. Pathfinder squad trying to hold off against the onslaught of infantry here. Yak Panzer trying to go for the crush, manages to destroy the sandbag and pretty much scare the Pathfinder squad away. Far left hand side, another Pathfinder squad forced to retreat, down to 2 men on the retreat. Very healthy, so they should be just fine. Double Volksgrenadiers and a Jaeger light infantry pushing them away. On the far right hand side, a Stormpile squad going to be engaging a Paratrooper squad that got just dropped. Oh, we see the appearance of the elusive Thompson submachine gun Paratrooper squad. Very bold here by Mr. CaptainSPrice. We don't see that too often. I like them quite well, and they also have the tactical assault, which, you know, they're more effective at attack, but they're more vulnerable, so, you know, it's a trade-off. Makes it great, like, on a flank, like, if you can actually get behind them. And even then, without it, those Thompson submachine guns can do a lot of damage up close. So, it's a weird ability. Haven't really seen it used pretty much at all, because nobody uses Thompsons. So, I feel like it could do with different type of ability or a better ability. Maybe just give him the fire up ability from the old paratroopers. That'd be cool. So anyways, PanzerGrenadier managing to reconquer the map. Has a lot of troops all over the place, even on the far left hand side. Jaeger light infantry moving out to capture that victory point. Victory points are pretty much dead even. 376 is 363. I mean, pretty much anybody's game at this point when it comes to that. PanzerGrenadier pushing out, and we see CaptainSPrice now moving back out, and it's just a back and forth struggle here. Nobody really gaining control of the map for very long, as both of them just push back. Bazookas, bit of a detriment here. Oh, that manages to dodge that quite nicely. Bit of a detriment there too. Oh, that actually hits pretty well. That's a decent amount of damage, but manages to push it back. Rakuten Warfare Volksgrenadiers forced to retreat as the rifles do a lot of damage. The Pathfinders with their bars getting a lot of damage at range on those Volksgrenadiers. And the Volksgrenadiers are forced to retreat. So yeah, like I said, like PanzerGrenadier pushed out, capture a lot, and then backswing from CaptainSPrice allows him to push back. But oh, magnificent, brilliant positioning here by PanzerGrenadier1945. It's himself a flak panzer. The Ostwind comes onto the field. Now, the Ostwind is very vulnerable here because of all the sheer amount of bazookas currently on the field, but it can actually do a lot of damage. And if it thins out the bazookas, then that can also start to pile on. And with the Jack Panzer around, of course, it doesn't really have to worry too much about enemy vehicles. There goes Flak Panzer, taking some shots directly, but look at that damage go down, and oh, down goes the rifle squad. Doesn't drop any bazookas, which is good, I guess, for CaptainSPrice, but there goes the rifle squad, and there goes 2 bazookas, if I'm not mistaken, right? Do we not see them? You don't get to see the bazookas on the floor, even though they didn't drop it? I guess not. Oh, pretty sure that one had 2. Let's see, how many did the other squads have? Well, this one has 2. So it may have not been that one. Okay, well, whatever. At the very least, he lost 1 bazooka. Paratroopers on the far right hand side retreating as the Puma moves in to engage it. It's intimidating, so that's what happens there. Grenades going off on the rear echelon squad. Rear echelon squad managing to dodge that. Not quite successfully. Dodged it a little bit, but the splash damage still had an effect, forcing the squad to retreat as the Jaeger light infantry hold the line. Paratrooper squad with its bars. Double bars, in fact. Trying to hold the line against Volksgrenadiers. Flak Panzer probably going to be making mincemeat out of them. There goes the shots. Down to 2 men. Down to 1. Oh! Barely makes it out. Lucky squad right there. And CaptainSPrice is just trying to push forward. He says he did he lose it? Oh, it looks like he did lose that Pathfinder squad. Looks like the infantry support gun might have actually nailed it on the retreat. That was unfortunate. We do see a Jackson now on the field for Sprice. That could help out. actually pretty decent at killing Yak Panzers. Of course, can't take it on no, frontal assault, but, that's what the turret's for, and that's what the mobility for, so... If it can catch that Flak Panzer, a little bit too bold, getting too far out there, could potentially pick up a kill there. It is currently set to prioritize vehicles, so it hasn't made itself known, so Panzer Grenadier should not be aware of it. So we see CaptainSPrice once again pushing out all together here. Infantry support gun getting some shots off at range. Oh, grenades spreading out all over the place, but not managing to do too much as we see the paratroopers closing the distance, forcing away the retreat. Here we go, the Flak Panzer is up front. The captain's going to get some volleys going. There it goes. Not a lot of damage. Impact wasn't really that successful, but the Raktenwerfer has been forced to retreat. The Jackson can get in range to get some kills. Can he finish it off? Or, well, can he actually do anything to it? Because it's still at full strength. The captain continues to push forward. Rifles and rear echelon squad with more bazookas pushing forward, but the Jackson has made itself known. The Flak Panzer pushes forward a little bit. Going to be revealing itself to the Jackson. Jackson gets a hit. Nice hit goes off, and it's down to about a little bit less. I mean, a little bit more than half. But it makes it out of there. Oh, nasty barrage is going here by the bazookas. Oh, the Yak Panzer goes down. Big mistake there by Panzer Grenadier. I don't think there was really any reason why he needed to lose that one. Might have been a pathing issue here. But it looks like he may have wanted to potentially get some more shots off on the Jackson. So the infantry support gun does go down as the rifles of the captain and everybody continues to pursue. They decide they don't actually want the infantry support gun. They're just going to go ahead and destroy it and then move back. We see the counter push here as Wolf's Grenadiers with Shreks and the Puma are pushing forward. Can they actually pick up the kill on the Jackson? Well, the Puma can potentially do damage to the Jackson. I mean, obviously it can do damage to the Jackson, but it's the Jackson hits pretty hard. The Puma can't really last too long against it, so it has to be very careful. And well, of course, with the support of bazookas around it, seems pretty difficult. Big infantry push here by PanzerGrenadier1945. Everything clumped up. We have quadruple Grens and a double Jaeger light infantry. Shreks flying in all directions. Even a stolen bar getting some shots in there. Pathfinder squad forced to retreat down to one man. We have another Pathfinder squad with bars trying to hold the line, but that is just too much for CaptainSPrice to hold off against. We see a howitzer motor carriage getting built for CaptainSPrice. That's actually an excellent choice, in my opinion. There's a lot of clumping up, a lot of blobbing, essentially, of infantry, and that works wonders against that. Because even an MG wouldn't really be able to stop this, and of course he does not have the lieutenant, but he does have access to it by a paradrop, so, it's always a possibility. Does need the manpower, of course, but, that is the flexibility, I suppose, there. So, Panzer Grenadier did lose his Yak Panzer, but manages to push back out all the way out. Going to be recapturing pretty much the entirety of the map. We do have the Flak Panzer still on the field, so the infantry is not by any means safe. And we do have the Puma nearby to support it. A lot of fuel for Panzer Grenadier, 138, so he could field a second Ostwind if he wanted to. Probably not going to want to, considering the presence of the Jackson. And on the far left-hand side, we see a paratrooper squad hitting a mine or something, I guess. Still alive, 3 men. And this Jackson needs some repairs. Let's get some repairs going. Center map, Volks Grenadiers pushing still all together. Getting a bit of a blob effect going as they try to... Oh, this Rifle Squad is going to go down. Rifle Squad goes down for CaptainSPrice as he tries to hold the line, getting some bazooka shots off on the Flak Panzer. Puma coming up for a flank on the Jackson, and the Jackson goes down as it basically moves itself into range of the Shreks. Shreks eliminated, and the Puma, well, Shreks damage it, and the Puma moves in to finish it off. CaptainSPrice not very happy here with the way that it went, and well, Smack Talk goes down, and I think he's probably gonna call it quits here. Victory points down to 116, but garden you up? I would garden you up. I don't know, but I guess he's... So CaptainSPrice saying that he would, plant some trees on him and such and get a lawn going. I don't know. So anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any positive or negative remarks, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. If you have any replays you want to send me, go ahead and send them to the email that I will put in the description. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.